now I'm here.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What is each person doing in Neverwinter? Unless you want me to make it up, which I can do. Um,
Anthony knows our story.
they are. Did you want? How much of your story would you like to share, Anthony? Before I move on to the other players.
Well, you know the story. Yeah?
What happened?
You know the story, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so I would like to share none of it with the other players.
Okay. So I will introduce your characters as we continue.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick to assume somebody's
How,
trying to cheat me.
Yeah.
but applying racist stereotypes to the
Long
teaching seems
story
to
short.
work.
Long story short, I'm from Luskin, went down to Waterdeep to study in college, all my magic skills and all that. And then went up to Neverwinter just to seek some more knowledge. Ran into my orc friend here, and Kublai. And we were in a tavern, and Kublai was.
I was there on business. Things got a little heated. My friend and I have been traveling together ever since. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Yes, he
Keep them
found.
on the vaguely straight and narrow.
Wasn't
Never-
much of a fun, to be quite honest.
Just a bar throw.
There was a bar involved.
There was a bar involved. Neverwinter's a large city. There is a layer to it where parts of the city are built on top of others. There's stairs going up into a better area, then stairs going up into a higher area where there's finally a high central area where the cities run. And Lord Neverwinter eventually resides on the throne in the higher offices of that. You guys are not that high.
Now by high.
I mean the level at which your characters are standing compared to the other levels of the city. There are,
In a tree might be a thing.
unlike some other cities along the Sword Coast, though, even the lower areas of Neverwinter are still cared for, and people are handled fairly. And your characters are aware of that. For example, the lower areas of Waterdeep are not a place someone would want to be, and the lower areas of Baldur's Gate are actually just outside the city. They're called the Undercity, where that's just mud. There's not really a street. So even the lower parts of Neverwinter are still well cared for, and people are taken care of. And there's merchants, and there's guilds and areas down here. It's a little cheaper. It's a little the armor's not as shiny, but it's still a nice place to be. And adventurers come to and fro Neverwinter even more so than the other two cities because of the explosion of Mount Hooten now and how much work is needed to be done around in the area to bring it back up to what it used to be. So you do see adventurers moving back and forth, people heading up with business in the upper areas and coming back down. Some of them look happy, some of them don't. But in the last 24 hours or so is what I want to focus on, as each one of your characters begin to understand that something's off. Asmora, you have lived in Neverwinter for some time. If I'm not mistaken, you were studying, you were an acolyte, you thought things were going to go you were going to head towards the direction of Morden, but then you met someone.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about that?
It's still very
I can sum it up.
Yes.
Okay. As you met a human, and you're a female dwarf. There was a romantic story. There was like 30 years past or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Things were wonderful. Yeah, he's moved on. Yeah, as in he's passed away.
Ouch.
I believe there was a tragic story involved there. That is up to you to share. But at this point, you guys were running a small shop where you guys cut gems.
And more than ever saw fit to bless us with children, but all of my apprentices I consider our family.
Oh, that's the problem. My battery's dying.
Plug it in.
Kublai wipes away a tear as he hears your story.
I imagine tragic love stories based on simple age and the races would be rather common in this world.
I would think so too. And the same thing actually happened to Drizzt with his first wife. She was human and he's an elf, so.
Yeah.
So now I know how long batteries last with this thing. Okay.
My father was a human. My mother could wrestle.
Wrestle the baby out of him.
We yes. But the two of us ran a shop here in Neverwinter. He was the gem trader, and I worked the settings. We had some high-end clients from time to time. It was nice.
You weren't sure their story or why, but they knew to come to your husband. So yeah, that happened. Romantic story. Anyways, you've been a little lost these last couple of months. Last night in particular, you felt something was just off. You haven't been able to put your finger on it. You went for a walk, to clear your head, and things didn't feel right until ...
A tiefling
Well-
entered now.
What could very easily be it.
Squirrel.
I can't say characters' names right off the bat. Kubla?
Kublai, like Kublai Khan.
Like what?
Kublai Khan.
Kubla Khan? Kubla? And is that Riza?
Visa.
Riza. Because Riza would have been a little off. Okay. Riza and Kubla. You guys see a dwarven woman. She's decked out. She has armor. She seems to be skilled, but a little lost. A little inexperienced. A little bit of a mark. And she's heading down the street, and just everything about her constant says Mark in a way. Telling her. We'll get to Zook.
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 It's,
Like Zook.
names take sessions before I get them
Yeah.
down. Zook, you're in Neverwinter. I don't know why.
Getting lost repeatedly and ending up here. Probably was chasing my squirrel.
You chased your squirrel into the walled city of Never. I'm good. Just wanted to make sure it worked. Okay. Honestly,
I've ended
you
up passed out on a caravan. I'm pretty.
yeah, you've passed out in a caravan. Showed up a few days ago, a little lost, wandering here or there.
Like I said, I did flick in the flaw of enjoying, let's say, fun poisons as it gets rid of the timid nature.
Would you be kind enough to throw a perception check for me?
Every mushroom is
So
edible.
Sean's going to go to the skill section of his character sheet, go to perception, and throw a perception check. That's enough to notice that there is a dwarven woman kind of wandering around, and there are two characters behind her that may or may not have great intentions.
Oh, that is definitely something to
Keep an eye on.
stalk. Yeah.
All of you are turning a corner, and down this next street there are a couple of stands and shops. We're talking like outside storefronts that are actually open to the public, and then you can go into the store or not, but there's still enough going outside. And then there's a person in each one. Some of them have exclamation points over their head. But what
Bigger than the others.
one in particular.
Adventure.
One in particular has a halfling talking to a dwarf. The dwarf is wearing some armor, has his beard's got, there he is. Just showed his picture. He's looking a little gruff. He doesn't tower over the halfling, but he does have a stronger presence over the halfling at this point. Sam, you came to Neverwinter because...
So, to put a long story short, I was in my farm and I had the most beautiful crop of corn that you've ever seen in your life. And I was tending to this thing for months and months, and it was just about getting ready for harvest season. I got out my tools, getting ready to harvest it, when the god of war appeared before me and commanded that I leave my farm and head to Neverwinter. I originally told him no, I like my farm.
I told him no.
He
Say no
proceeded-
to the burning bush.
He proceeded to flatten my entire crop.
So that's the
It told me to get my ass to Neverwinter now.
Wow.
Again, main character.
so this is how Sam tells the story. Keep that in mind.
So in the middle of my field, I saw a set of armor, a shield, and a mace. He told me to put it on and go, so I did. Made my way here.
Wow, and the religion of Mormonism was born.
I'm like building the anime in my head.
Right?
Like episode 1, you got your powers and your plot. Let's go.
So yeah. And
This
I
is
guess this is what I'm talking to the dwarf about.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Come on. Okay, fine. Be that way. I'm arguing with Fantasy Grounds. I'll be right with you. So, your images, thoughts brought you to this moment where you do see there's a symbol of anvil over a rock next to the shop that he runs or the area that he's in. And it's kind of packing up. Some of that caught your attention, but it was mainly that symbol that caught your attention because you thought it meant something about a forge. And this is the beginning of you trying to figure out what being forge domain is, because it's been dropped on you as opposed to something you were studying. He sees you approach, and he says, "Hello, adventurer!"
Welcome to the city of Neverwinter.
I need your help. I see that you have some background in armory and working a forge, and I'm apparently supposed to be going to war, and I need to protect myself. Can you give me any tips?
Gods be praised, I could use your help. I have a cart that needs to make it to Phandelver. And he points over to a cart, and you see like pots and a couple of jars, and there's a bag or two, and there's these two oxen that look nowhere near interested in like being alive. It's a ram. It's not great. And he goes, if you have a group or a party like most adventurers do, perhaps you guys could watch my cart while I hurry along to Phandelver. When that happens, you turn, and you happen to see like a motley crew of just individuals that, for some reason, the fates are going to probably bring together. There's this female dwarf approaching. Behind her are these characters that seem to be hurrying up to catch up to her. Maybe they're her friends. And far beyond that, there's this weird this weird gnome with like green hair that just kind of like contrastly fits in with the rest of it. Perhaps this is a group.
Green armor too.
And as they all approach, you can turn and address them. And spoiler, I think they're going to join you.
You set off the beacon to join the party.
Yeah.
The multiplayer lobby is filling.
Now,
I look at this motley crew, and I think to myself, how the hell am I going to get this cart where he wants it to be? Oi! Orc, you look kind of big. You mind helping out?
He's tall as his shin.
What do you need?
This dwarf just told me to take this cart over. I was trying to talk to him about something. He just completely...
oh, Grundon Rockseeker. Hello, adventurers. Yes, I have a job. I'm hoping you guys look like a great group.
Oh,
We're
that's
not a
good.
group.
How
Right?
much does the job pay? I'm sorry, boss.
Ozamar, as you say we're not a group, it just doesn't sound right when you say it. You turn around and you look everyone around you and you're like, you're grouped together. Anyways, go on.
We could be a group. Who else did you think was in the group?
I just looked startled. Like, yeah, I was sneaking behind the ominous-looking dudes. And
As Zolk raises his hand, startled, you think he's volunteering.
Yeah, he's a
Hey, thank you for volunteering. I could really
She
use
looks
that.
really sad. She looks like she needs like a third chapter in her life. So she's in the group.
So
We're the
Aurora walks over to the Tiefling. Riza reaches up, takes her face, and brings it down slightly. Jeez, you got an ugly mug.
Dear
Wow.
God.
Wow.
I was born this way.
Oh no! Did I see
Horns
this?
and everything.
You're pretty.
My goodness. His type I'm used to, referencing the half-orc.
You're pretty short for a human.
Zook just scratches his head, not realizing that this was probably neutral terrain. They
I'm
both might be
hoping
bad.
I was really engrossed in this conversation with the dwarf and didn't the other dwarf and didn't
Gundar Rockseeker!
see
Listen closely. I have come across some amazing information, but I have to hurry ahead to Phandelver to lay my claim. I'm going to need the contents of this cart to meet me there. 10 gold pieces each if you guys can get it there safely.
Jail.
Can
That
I
sounds good
inspect
to
the
me.
cart?
Yes, you can. Make it into...
If it is a shitty cart, it's decently put together.
Do
Leaning on my
you-
carpentry thing.
Do you investigate it, really getting in there, or do you just kind of
Oh, yeah, I
look
walk up
quickly at
and
it?
touch.
All right, investigation. With
I'll
advantage
under-
if you really start, moving things and whatever.
Investigation. Hello. Oh, that's not a 1.
I thought it was a 1, too.
So did I.
As you look in the cart, you do see some pans, some bottles. There's some pans, metal
Oh, I
metal
said
bowls.
pans.
Nope, metal bowls or pots with little pieces on them. There's some claws that would go over the mouth. Go over the mouth. There's some pickaxes. You put.
Face masks in there.
I did.
I mean, if you're mining, you probably the whole canary in the cage.
Even though you rolled an 8, you personally figured it out. So let it go. It looks like mining equipment.
I imagine gnomes would be familiar with the whole gemstone thing.
Mm-hmm. There's some provisions in there as well, but it's mainly mining equipment. How does everyone react to the deal that was offered?
Okay.
I was thinking of leaving the city anyway.
Yeah, nice vacation. Clear your mind.
Yeah, this
Not a
dwarf
vacation. There's
obviously-
just too many memories here.
This dwarf obviously needs help, and I'd have the time, so I'm willing to help you.
Stick with me, guys. We're going to be rich. All right, these ox will get you there. They're a little slow, but that's why I have to ride ahead, and I'll lay claim. I'll see you in Phandelver.
Phandelver. We're going to Phandelver?
There's a shop called Barthen's Provisions.
Somebody write that down.
Make a note, boss.
You actually ordering the tiefling to take notes?
Well, what was the name of that shop?
It's not a
again?
spell book, it's a notebook.
The notebook.
Of course.
Parsons Provisions?
Yes.
Okay. I agree to take the,
How long will it take you to get there, little guy dwarf? Boss? Second boss? Other boss?
Other boss?
I was planning
Just
on
looks
riding
confused.
one of the oxen. Or is that what he has?
There's the two oxen, the beasts of burden that are in front of the cart look like they're there to pull the cart. You could jump on one of them, being a smaller creature. That's fine.
Yes, I definitely plan to go on the speed of the oxen.
So the dwarf he's got armor on. It looks like he's got some years on it. Maybe it was handed down from someone who was an adventurer in his family. He gets ready to he starts to mount a horse. He's gonna ride off. He double check. He just takes one more look at you guys to see if you guys are on the up and up. You're gonna be doing that. The rest of the shop is kind of locked up at this point. Most of his stuff is on this. Most of the stuff that he needs is gonna be on this cart.
Kind of like walk out from under the cart, just like, so where's Phandelver? Any of you know where that is? I don't even know where I am.
Where's the big map?
Anybody with a history check can throw that, or you might. You can just say your characters know. Anyone from the southern area would probably know where Phandelver is. What do we got? Oh yeah, everybody knows where Phandelver is, except maybe Ryza.
Okay, boss, I know.
And that's why I have you over.
Nice.
3, 4. Sean, you didn't roll history, but maybe you didn't want to.
I was the one asking where it was.
That makes sense.
You know, you know.
So the 18, 17, and 17 are well aware of the fact that, and I'm on the Sword Coast players map now with the Neverwinters right here.
Yep.
You follow the high road. Come on, there we go.
Tree.
Follow the high road to here. Your character is from the Neverwinter Woods. Once you get to this break off, you start heading in to heading. Sorry, I'm blanking. East. That wasn't hard. And then south. And then south to Phandelver.
Was this going to be a couple of days?
Yeah, those hexes are 5 miles.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Phandelver is these are high enough numbers. Phandelver's a frontier town. It was originally settled hundreds of years ago, and there was some kind of a forge nearby, famous place. It was called Echo Cave or something, where both dwarves and gnomes worked together, creating excellent items of high quality. The legends say that that they were even magical items or some magic involved, but it was all destroyed when Hootenau went up.
It was a hootenanny.
When Hootenau went up, Neverwinter couldn't support Phandelver, and then orcs raided all of Phandelver and attacked the cave.
Alleged.
Allegedly. Kubla, you know that it actually was orcs that, because you're 18, you knew that was orcs that hid in the cave, and during the fight, they kind of buried the whole mine. Like, nobody knows where it went. The entrance of the mine's been lost and gone.
Where's Bruno when you need him?
The Phandelver since then has been limping along, trying to take care of itself, getting some support from Neverwinter, that kind of thing. The high road is usually a safe road to travel. There's not only is it like open to people from the sea can see it and all that, but it's not really. It's like just bare. It's just like the plains and then the roads. It seems pretty safe. If someone does cause any trouble on there, it doesn't take long for someone to get out there. But once you start traveling inland, things can get hectic, especially if you start going towards the Krogmals or the mountains or the forest. So that answers the question, where is Phandelver? It is south by southeast.
They know where they're going.
Yes. Plus, who was from Leland again?
What's that?
I thought someone was from Leland.
I don't even know.
Leland. Tony, was it you? I don't remember.
No, I'm from, if I had the big
Oh.
map,
Waterdeep.
I'm from the way north.
Yeah. Oh well. I thought someone said being from close to Leland, but don't worry about it.
Can I roll a general insight check on the party?
Absolutely.
Like how confident to be if these people would actually be helpful, if I should be worried about them stabbing me or helping me.
You might need to worry about those two.
With a 10, you believe you're amongst equals.
I mean, hell, me walking here was me being worried about the two of them.
Yeah. You believe you're amongst equals. You got that much.
So me being naturally suspicious, can I also roll an insight check?
Sure. You have advantage. You can roll twice and take the higher result.
You rolled an 8.
I'll be so disappointed in yourselves judging people on their appearance.
Judging people on stalking a woman that looks down
You
in her.
close to the same. You believe you're amongst equals.
Totally distraught.
Alright, I think I can trust these people to help me move this cart to Phandelver.
If a party,
Okay, also he'll be very
Yeah.
easy to see.
you do also realize, Sam, that besides your name, he didn't get anybody else's name. He's already wrote off. Like, he got your name and it's your group. Sam and his friends. Bye.
So I guess introductions are in order.
Ah, yes, I'm Zook.
Can't
I
always
tend
do
to stay in the
you.
forest. I was trying to find a squirrel, but I'll find Eldon eventually.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sam. Very nice to meet you.
Sam, our leader, huzzah!
Asamora?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Kublai. This is my boss, Riza. Riza.
Cool, Kublai. Kublai.
Just don't call me late for dinner. I
Well,
heard a bar say that once. I thought it was the funniest thing.
the beginning of the joke is skipped as the punchline is said.
Duke scratches his head, wondering if that was just a bad joke or if he just missed it.
Yes.
Well, if we're going to be traveling, we probably need provisions.
I try to start talking to the oxen, maybe some animal handling to see if they're okay. I can't actually talk to them; they're too big.
Oh, small beast, right.
Yeah.
Just make a nature check to see what's going on in a general feel for the oxens. Osamar, you might not be wrong. Anyone who doesn't have rations or whatever, could be a few days, and at the speed of the oxen, it could be longer.
10 days, sir.
They're healthy. They're middle-aged. There's nothing physically wrong with them yet. They're not excited about anything.
But they're not.
To the group that I have enough rations for myself, but not enough to go around.
Wait
Tend to
here,
find
I'll
my
be
way
right
in the
back.
forest.
Okay.
The woods always grants me a bounty.
Riza, you've been quiet. Anything I need to know?
Not currently. She's just getting a feel of the party and.
Being spooky and brooding.
Okay, just checking.
Where are you all in from?
Most of what's been going on, DM to player out of context. I've been telepathically communicating with my friend here.
Okay.
There's a bionic hand right up my butt.
If
If it gets you there,
wow.
Well, whatever floats your boat, man.
it would float a boat.
So Sam, fearless leader, what brings you into Neverwinter?
My God told me to come here to seek adventure, and this is the first thing that I found.
And who is your god?
My God is what the hell is his name?
Perfect.
Is that in character?
Tempest, I believe. Tempest.
I believe.
You should say, I believe with more oomph.
I believe.
So I'm afraid that he's going to show up again. So I'm going to take whatever I can get as quickly as I can get it to keep me busy.
You're afraid of your god?
Yes, I am.
With good reason.
Absolutely.
How about you, green-haired person who hasn't told us your name yet?
Yeah. Wait, I said I'm Zook.
Oh,
I
nice. What brings
was in the forest in a series of sleeps and searching for a squirrel. I ended up here.
Ozamar, is there anything mechanics I need to worry about, or did you just run off to buy provisions?
Ran off to gather provisions.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you probably have a house.
She's from here, so
Just open your
she'd
fridge.
had been thinking about taking off, but hadn't really made.
Had a bag packed.
There wasn't just a thing
That
yet.
suitcase that's always
So-
packed but never moves.
She's like grabbing stuff out of her pantry and shit.
so
It might take a few minutes, but she'll be back.
yeah, like 10 minutes later,
You see,
you see exactly.
coming back over. She's got like all this shit.
That image that you had.
Yes, the image from the chat. Yes.
See, I knew I liked her. She brings food.
I have snacks.
I start making room in the cart for Riz to sit.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
jump on an ox.
there we go.
There it is.
She is all her glory.
She's been gone for a whole 10 minutes. Boom.
That's mighty impressive. That's like my entire hovel.
Now I start making room in the cart for her backpack.
Your backpack takes up more space than me and Sam.
Aha.
Yes, yes, it does.
There he is. Where is that axe, Steve?
Huh?
Where's the axe? Just hanging
On
off
my
your back?
Wrapped
Cool.
on my back with 5 javelins.
Oh no.
I have my own weird backpack situation going on.
I love the sandals, Sean.
I was
yes.
just noticing the sandals.
And the acorns too, maybe magic stone.
They just happen to be, every time you look down, there's an acorn. It just happens.
Oh, look, he's holding the scroll.
Yes.
There's the symbol. There's the symbol that was sitting above the dwarf when you walked over.
That was the symbol that was on the armor that the god provided for me.
Yep.
Put this on, Clink.
Put this on. Do this thing. Okay. Okay.
I'm very amused in the forced upon cleric.
So, I'm going to head over to the Sword Coast map and hurry things along a bit. You leave Neverwinter. As you're leaving Neverwinter, I would like perception checks from everyone.
Perception.
And again, that's going to the skill page, bringing the die over to the
I've
chat.
got a character that
Bam,
doesn't
bam,
have proficiency
bam.
in perception? What the hell?
Holy cow. Is this going to be the whole campaign? Oh, there's a 2. Oh, yes, the leader doesn't notice.
We need to take care
You're
of
on
this
the
leadership
other
problem.
ox, aren't you?
Sam's making sure that
I
all
see
the
like-
legal stuff is taken care of. As you leave Neverwinter, you have to touch base with this guard. You have to do this. That he's not paying attention to anything that's important.
I'm just saying, though.
Is it Riza or Riza? It's going to be a while.
Visa.
Riza. There is.
Not the planet Ryza from Star Trek.
Thank you. That's where I was. Once I realized where Riza was from, I could associate the two. Thanks.
Yeah.
Someone knows me. It's like you've known me for a couple decades. It's pretty interesting. Riza, as you are looking west, away from Neverwinter and out into the Sword Coast, the water itself is kind of blurring with other seas that you have seen in some of your images or visions. And you just, for a moment, lapse into a different memory or vision. But where there was a storm front of blue and white coming your way, it does seem to calm out with being able to see the sea, with being able to see the Sword Coast, and your whole persona just kind of calms down for a moment. The weather's calm, the Sword Coast is calm. Things are not as intense or aggressive as they were just mere moments ago as you look out at the Sword Coast. There is a boat going by, the wind is nice, and it's heading back in a nice calm area. For just a moment, you feel that everything's kind of okay. You also realize that your patron has to do with the sea and et cetera and blah, blah, blah. So there's some kind of a connection that's making you feel that everything is, maybe you're in the right place at the right time. Everything at the moment is kind of okay. Of course, I'm only laying that groundwork down so I can then destroy it later, but we'll move on.
Yes.
18 and 20. Kubla and Ozamar.
Awesome.
Asamar. You guys both actually see the dwarf Rockfell. He is now traveling on horseback next to a human, and they're both heading out at a good pace. They're galloping forward. They seem to be like slowing the horses down from an all-out trot. And you can see them riding off, heading south down the same trail you'll be heading down too. So you see that. You see two individuals riding off at a much faster pace than if you look at the ox. You're not going to be catching up. They're riding on ahead. They're going to get there long before you do. But you see that. There's other people coming and going as you begin to leave Neverwinter. But it's about 10 miles out. You're on the high road. Now you're kind of by yourselves. It's the party, the ox, and the cart. Heading south on the high road. Unless you want to tell me about getting off the road or doing something else, heading towards the main intersection before you get to the part that travels in west.
Asamora has always traveled on the roads with no issues, so she thinks nothing of traveling on the road. It's probably easiest for the oxen as well.
Yeah, definitely. The oxen are not. You don't want to take these guys buggying. No, that's not a horse.
Be nice to the ox, yes.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, riding the oxen, I'd much prefer a smoother road than a tougher
the
one,
wind.
so I'd prefer to stay on the road.
The light breeze is also south-southwest. Everything seems to be pushing in this direction. It feels like this is right. There's a light wave crest coming up along the shore of the part that you can see, but you're a good 10 miles away from the water, so it's off in the distance that you see it. You can't really hear it all that much. There's not a lot of wildlife in this open area, but nothing. There's also no surprising absence of wildlife either. It just seems natural. Things seem okay for most of the journey.
For most of the journey. I love it.
Then we get to the intersection.
Perception check meets initiative.
The road traveling east. The road traveling east is a padded down, obvious path, but it's not so much a road anymore. You were traveling on the high road, which actually does have some cobblestones and etc. in it. And now to branch off to the western area that I keep saying west. I'm so used to Strawhide, where you start east and go west. To the eastern area where there's definitely some plateau between the forest on one side and the spires on the other. There's areas and plains and such. And you all know that Phandelver is at the beginning of one of the spires. It's one of the first spires you come across. Just a little bit. So there's a little bit of protection from the environment, not just out in the middle of nowhere in the plains. But yeah, most people travel this road and then they head down to Phandelver from here. If you were to continue to go along the Tribor Trail, which is the name of this trail, this padded down road that I mentioned, it also heads to Conneberry and then goes further west to lands that I currently don't remember. I think it's on our way to Cornbury, but I'm not worried about it.
Unless they haven't gone that far south, they stay on the Sword Coast.
So you've got, as you begin to move further away from the Sword Coast, Riza, you start to feel the absence of the sea again. It gets a little, you feel something's started to go wrong. Something's not right. Actually, make an insight check.
Oh, I can't even read your dice.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, make
Save.
level 1. Make.
10's enough. This was a actually there's difficulty levels. A 5 is very easy. A 10 is easy. A 15 is moderate. 20 is hard. And we're level 1. We really don't need to go past that. But 25 is very hard, and 30 is you've done something impossible. A 10 is enough. You all see Riza flinch. You're not damaged or anything. You're fine. What you moved from was some kind of a strong wind behind you. At least you sensed a strong wind behind you, trying to get your attention. It could be you could mistake it for something whisked by you. Of course, you also know that there's nothing actually there. This was your patron tentacle kind of just.
I do turn around and I give a gentle nod. Like, not enough to, like, only someone who is paying attention notices this nod.
Right.
And then I turn around and proceed on.
And passive 14. Passive 11. I'm looking at people's passive perception skin. I completely forgot how to use the party sheet, or I wouldn't have to do this the hard way. Give me a minute.
Oh yeah, there's a party sheet.
Not yet. I haven't added you guys to the party sheet yet.
Oh.
It's like, oh, why am I doing this the hard way? Because I forgot to do it the easy way. I added everyone to the combat tracker. And Bozamar. There we go. Now, quickly, passives. Sam, is that a... Oh, that's your AC. Okay. The highest passive is Zulk with a 14. Zook, you do notice that the tiefling just kind of shuddered. Maybe she felt a chill. That's all you get.
Okay.
It's another mile before you guys notice something. And I'm going to share the map.
Saying and get rid of this Neverwinter map.
Yeah.
This Coast map.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of things that don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I move all of them, then I need one of the things, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna go find it.
No horses were harmed in the making of this map.
I can't verify that.
Yeah, it's illusions.
Speaking of, how's Incarnate going for you?
What?
What's in what? Who? Where?
How's Incarnate going for you? The map making thing.
Oh, I was like, what? Incarnate? Who? Obviously, I haven't touched it because I forgot what it was called. Let's get some players. You guys can't even see this map, can you? Oh, you can because I didn't
Yep.
I didn't put any vision on the map. So at this point, could you guys put some kind of a marching order? I need you to imagine there's a cart. I can go find a cart probably.
Where am I?
Imagine me and Sam are next to each other because we were both on the oxen.
Assets. Whoa, that's the whole page. No need.
Is that Strahd's carriage?
Shh. No, it's a cart with oxen. Obviously, you're right. I shouldn't even bother. I'll just turn that off. Pretend there's a cart.
Theater of the mind.
Yeah, we're just. You're right. I can't. Now that I see for what it is, I can't pretend it's something else. The other cart, the other wagon I have is turned upside down. That won't work either.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Guys, you've been on the Tri-Board Trail for about half a day. And as you come around the bend, you spot 2 dead horses. They're sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you. They're blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out and around them. Now the woods here press close to the trail. And you can see some dense thicket surrounding the area that the horses are down.
Oh, guys, this is a perfect place for an ambush. Don't ask me how I know that.
I flipped right under the oxen to hide, kind of.
Yeah, I immediately pull the reins on the oxen. Pull
Right.
to a stop.
I pull my axe and walk in front of the oxen.
Okay. So
Should
if
I-
we, as
Perception
time,
check?
as players in DM, we slow time down as we move into step-by-step combat. A combat round is 6 seconds long, and during a combat round, you can take an action, take a move, and a bonus action. Every character's move was based on their race when we made the characters. Each one of these squares are 5 feet, so if you have a move of 30, you can move 6 squares. Actions include things like attacking or casting a spell, and then sometimes you might have a bonus action. They're usually spelled out for you. In between turns, when it's not your turn, you may or may not have a reaction, and we'll get to that as we continue playing. Not that this is combat, or this is definitely combat. Anyways, so yeah, you guys see the horses. Steve, they're about 40 feet away from you. What do you guys do?
Look around
Trying to
attentively.
look. I'm looking towards the forest since it's so close to the road. I don't want to walk right into there because the assailant could still be there. Do I see anything? I might have to move up because I'm walking next to the oxen. Maybe she takes like a 5-foot step forward just in front of the oxen and looks over in that area, trying to see if there's any blood, an arm sticking out somewhere. I mean,
Okay.
not camouflage properly, that kind of thing. Is the assailant there or any sign of who it is?
Okay, Forge, I need you to make a perception check, but I want you to roll it in that dice tower that's on your screen. What's going to happen there is you're not going to see the result, but I will.
All right. Perception check, you said?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And that takes up this 6 seconds of, not the full 6 seconds, but we're not in combat quite yet, but that takes up your moment. Does anyone else want to do anything in these moments?
If she's obviously looking at one side of the woods, I'll be looking at the other.
Okay, make a perception check. Use the dice tower, please.
Ah, there it is. It's under my map.
Thank you. 3 more players. What's going on?
I would like to get right behind Kublai and give him a little nudge to go check it out.
Excellent.
Eater.
Do that.
You nudge him in the back of the knee.
He sticks him in the butt.
That leaves you two. What's going on?
Wait, boss, do you want me to go check it out?
No, observe from here. But I bend down to the ground and I touch the ground and I use the cantrip thaumaturgy to kind of create tremors throughout the ground, shake the trees a little bit, see if anything falls out.
What the heck, man? You're not shaking the vending machine, dude.
Out and play!
I assume I noticed that rather than freaking the fuck
Oh, everybody notices that.
Oh yeah, the ground shakes, everyone feels it, but it doesn't do any harm.
Right.
I just mean noticing that it's you and not being terrified.
Oh yeah, like I bent down to the ground, put my hand on the ground, and caused the earth to shake. It's me.
So I'm scanning the woods. As that's happening, do I notice any reaction?
I want you to do a perception check in the dice tower as well then, but use the, you have it with advantage because Sam has given you advantage with what he's done, which is just petted you over and showed you here or there.
Yes, that was my intention. Yeah.
Okay, I did that. I don't know if it worked.
I did. And this is for you.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm going to need the party to roll initiative.
Can I be simultaneously yelling goblins?
You're the one person that isn't affected by the surprise round.
Okay. You sure about that?
Wow.
Is that under actions or?
It's on the main page. Oh,
Yep.
wow. My modifier was equal to my roll.
On your main page, in the middle, close to AC, is INIT. That's your initiative. It's based off your dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. What do we have here? Where is Steve? There. Oh, you're down there. Okay. So this guy and this guy show up for. Oops, wrong one. Where is he? Both Sam and Kubla see a goblin and a wolf trying to hide in this brush. And they're hidden pretty well. But the shaking and the tremor from the thaumaturgy brought the DC from the perception check down to the point where you guys saw them.
Holy shit! There's something in the trees.
So at this point, the party knows those guys are there. Some of the other are going to get a shot off before we really get started here. As an arrow shoots out at Kubla.
Well, I admit he is kind of scary.
That's a 7. You see an arrow shoot by with black feathers on the back because it's going by so slow. You can see it. And then it flies off and harmlessly it does nothing.
Or the thwang of the bow as he.
Is it
Right.
coming from the ones that we see in that one tree?
No.
No. Where does that arrow come from?
You could take the time to look for where that arrow came from, or you could pay attention to the ones that are attacking you. I'm good. I'm good either way.
I'll pay attention to the ones attacking me.
Okay. Then this guy becomes pretty obvious as he runs out. He gets to the horses and stops. So there's a wolf by the... Checking medium? Yes. There's a wolf that heads out to the horses over there. This all happens in the matter of a few seconds. And there's one more shot that tries to go all the way back. Like some goblin really pulled back the bowstring and tried to shoot the guy in the very back. And that's a 14. With disadvantage.
You're hit on a 14.
Riza is.
I'm hit on an 11.
Holy crap, where's your armor?
I'm wearing armor.
And that ends that.
Armor starts off at the base 10. Like,
You started a base 10.
I'm wearing leather and have a 0 dexterity. I'm a magic user.
At this point, you guys start to see that there's wolves and goblins all about. You're still trying to get the feeling of exactly where they all are, but some of them have been shaken down by the thaumaturgy. Others are getting excited and losing their hidden spots. And I'm going to start to show the ones that are visible as your turns come up. This guy's definitely visible, and everybody else is still kind of quiet and hidden. Sam, it is your turn. Now we enter normal combat. So the surprise round is... Oh wait, the surprise round was going to include these two coming out, and then you guys getting a quick attack if you wanted one. Both Sam and Kubla can try to attack Papa Jaw and this wolf here. Because in these few seconds, they charge out, you guys see it, you can react, everybody else is kind of not aware of it.
Are they in trees? Is Kubo in a tree?
During their surprise round, they both hopped down and started heading forward. They didn't get to you, though.
Okay.
I'm going to say... Do I have my modifiers available? Is that a no? There we go. It took forever. Oh, I'm starting to lag. The goblin jumps out and just goes, "Ah!" He's obviously trying to get, especially those of you that caught the surprise round, he's trying to get your attention. He's trying to, so you don't see the rest of the ambush. It's up to you on how you want to react to that. He looks like he's technically dodging. You're going to have disadvantage to hit him because he's moving around so much, but you can give it a shot. You also see the other ones that I've made visible during your surprise round. You can attack or you can move in this few moments before combat's going to effectively start.
So
Sam, what would you like to do?
I get really scared and immediately cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Absolutely. I'm going to take the Shield of Faith and add it to your character. Boop. Your AC is now effectively +2. Oh, you already did. Okay. Your AC is +2. Okay. Okay. And that's just the surprise round part. Steve, you have access to a bonus, a move, or an action during a surprise round.
Yep, I'm gonna javelin Papa Jaw. Oh wait, he's the one who I'd have disadvantage on?
He is technically taking the dodge action, which gives him disadvantage on it, but that doesn't mean you're going to miss.
That's alright. I'm gonna throw one out.
Yeah, he looks hard to hit.
you take
throwing
that
it.
one out.
Huh? Actually, the wolf isn't taking the dodge action, is it?
No, the wolf just jumped out and doing normal. I was about to say Kubu is in the bush. You also have disadvantage on that shot because he's got some cover. Actually, you just be at -2 the attack, but we'll move on. He's lightly obscured.
So I'm coming at the wolf with a javelin then.
Okay. That is a hit.
Ooh, nice damage.
Oh dear.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
There is a javelin sticking out of that wolf. There's blood. It's not cool. Now we end up finishing the surprise round, going into normal combat. Sam, it's your turn. You have your full move, action, and bonus action on this turn. And this is what you see so far. You're convinced that there's more hidden. You just don't see it yet.
So, what I would like to do then is use my crossbow on the wolf that was just hit.
Okay. By taking the d20 by the crossbow and putting it on the wolf, it'll roll for us and let us know if it's a hit or a miss.
Let's see. Oh,
You point your already loaded crossbow right at the wolf, pull the trigger, bam, right in the freaking right here. Please roll damage. And the wolf just drops. The javelin slowly pulls out of the wolf and hits the ground next to it, the stone disappearing in its skull. You still have a bonus action and a move. You don't have to use them. I'm just reminding you.
what can I do with the bonus action?
Some of the things you have in your character sheet might be bonus actions. For example, I think Shield of Faith is a bonus action, but you've already used it. Bless is a bonus action too. No, it's not. I'm sorry. So basically, you'll have some abilities on your character as you progress that will be bonus actions. You currently don't really have any.
So, am I able to use bless right now or no?
That's an action. You've used your action to shoot your crossbow, so your action's all used up.
Okay.
I thought you had something else there, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
Then I guess I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, Searing Smite's a bonus action. You didn't need to use it yet.
Is?
Yep. So you can cast Smearing Smite on something and then you shoot, and it does the more damage from the spell. Obviously, in this case, you didn't need it.
Isn't that a melee thing?
I'm checking that now. Yeah, Searing Smite's a melee weapon attack. So when you get up close, which I imagine you're going to do soon, you start your turn, bonus action, Searing Smite on your mace. Then your action is to hit with the mace while the Searing Smite's on it.
So I can move down one tile towards Papa Jaw then.
Absolutely.
Use Searing Smite?
The spell you would cast on the weapon, but you can't actually attack with the weapon yet because you just attacked with your crossbow.
Ah.
Does that make sense?
No.
Your turn is your bonus action, your action, and your move. If you were to use your bonus action on your mace and then your action to attack, you would have done both in the same turn.
Okay, so even though I don't know why, I want to move towards Papa Jaw.
Okay.
Get out in front.
Cool. Can you I was just wondering if you knew how to move your token. And the next round, as you play through the Searing Smite thing, as you see it happen, it'll probably make sense.
Okay.
So I think your turn's over.
I think so too.
There's a couple of goblins that rolled higher than the party. Short bow is 80 feet. That is a you are a scary barbarian.
Arr, arr, arr.
And that's a natural 1. So his turn's over. Oh my god, another goblin. Cracked,
That was
runs out.
Gibber that tried to shoot me.
Yeah? What was that?
Gibber, was that the one that just tried to shoot me?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Cracked here is trying to take advantage of all the chaos, and he runs right up. He gets to there, and that's his turn. This wolf is... That's a good question. I'm going to go odd or even. He might just want to eat a bear or eat a horse. He's going to run up. Barb, that makes it your turn.
All right. I was thinking of trying this out.
Command.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell him to go home?
Command is an action.
Yes, it is.
I'm ready.
Cracked right there looks like a good one.
Yeah, he was really interested in getting into this combat.
We need to fix that problem.
This little goblin's running around with leather armor and a shield. He's got a sword, and he's ready to kill stuff.
Is Cracked a goblin too?
Oh yeah, they're all goblins.
They're all goblins? Okay. Let's see. I speak a one-word command. He must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Do you want me to do the wisdom save on him?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
He has failed his saving throw.
The command is flee.
And what does command do word for word?
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
You're relatively convinced your command landed. You're pretty sure he failed because as he jumped out of here with no fear in his arms and in his eyes and ran over here with suddenly he's like ah!
Yeah. For flee, it says the target spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means.
Mm-hmm. And
Just seeing.
okay.
All right.
That's your action. You still have your move and your bonus. And this step-by-step slow thing that I'm doing right now, we're going to do this for one round, and then we're going to get into story instead of mechanics.
So let's see. I used command, so I need to mark off one of my spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's got a. That's also an action. She's going to move around the wagon. 15, 20.
The abstract wagon I already forgot about? Yeah.
She pulls her worm hammer out and sets her feet in a good stance.
Okay.
Ready to defend or whatever.
Defend or whatever! Roar! We're going to move on to Kubo, who is in this tree. So he's going to have to use half of his movement to get to here. Because he's in difficult terrain. He's going to jump down and move around stuff. So that's 2 squares of his movement. He has 6 squares. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. How tall are you, Mr. Barbarian, sir?
Just under 8 feet.
Just under 8 feet. He is about 2 foot high. Like 2 foot 11. He's up there. He's got his little shield. And he's got his little sword. And he's like... And he goes ahead and tries to hit you with his scimitar. On the knee. And a 20 hits your knee.
It does.
You take scimitar damage. There you go. 5 points of damage. And then he stamps his one foot as if he was like a bull ready to charge. He just kind of grinds his foot against the ground. He goes, and then he leaves. He goes, Yaha! In an attempt to get behind the wolf that's coming so he doesn't get hit by this huge half-orc. There's another wolf. Wow. Am I lagging again? There we go. And he gets to about here. Well, Anthony, it's time.
It's time. So
Yes!
You sure you're not the druid?
Alright.
The night just isn't complete without a crow from Ewok. It just isn't.
Riza is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, get to here.
Okay.
And then from her crystal, she's going to weave some hand signs and fling her hands out. These tendril, tentacle vine things start to spring from her body. and she is casting Arms of Hadar in a 10-foot square.
Oh, that's why you ran up there.
That's 10 feet. Wait, creatures within 10 feet of you.
That would involve Sam.
You want to back that up? Do you want to hit Sam?
It's not my intention.
Are you J-Mark? Just asking.
Every party had a J-Mark. That's what
You
we
can-
had.
You can choose. You can choose to stand here or here. That's fine. Or you could not choose to stand. That is up to you. There are options if you're not trying to hit Sam.
Well, no, that would give an attack of opportunity. Okay, give me 1 second, because I read the spell wrong.
No problem.
I was here, yeah? Like about there?
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Shit, okay. I'm going to take back everything I said. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on top of it. So I still do the same hand signs, only this time I fling my hands forward and sort of a black energy that almost looks like fire starts to go towards the Papa Jaw, and it deals... Why do I have advantage?
I don't know. You have disadvantage. I don't know why.
Disadvantage.
Oh, you attack the one that's dodging, but you still hit.
Okay.
That's the one that got up in front of everybody and just went trying to
God.
in a sad attempt to get. So you come back and you pull this energy piece through. This black fire energy also kind of looks like a tentacle, just kind of moving, swaying back and forth, and hits the one goblin that was staring at Sam. He had his little shield and his little dagger, and he was like trying to get everyone's attention, doing his job, doing his shit, and dies. Yeah, Sam, that just happened, like right in front of you.
Pew!
I doubt Sam's ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, I shit my chainmail.
2 days ago, he was a farmer. You've never seen
It's
anything.
as frightful as God telling you to do stuff.
And then with the rest of my turn, I will move 5, 10, 15 here. And that'll be me.
Okay. Zook.
Well, was under the oxen, was eyeing up the goblin, and he just got knocked
Under the oxen.
Yes.
Exactly where I would be as a halfling.
Right?
I'm assuming that the wagon is being surrounded by the 4 of us, yeah? Like
What's that?
The middle square is the wagon with nothing in it,
Sure.
I'm assuming.
It's like west or left of me, because I haven't moved. I'm just under the oxen.
Yeah, I'm like circling around the back of the wagon type thing.
Okay. So I'm in front of the wagon now. Okay. I'm on board.
But as my target had certainly changed, I'm just palming an acorn in my pocket. I use my bonus action to cast Magic Stone upon a couple of such in my pocket, and I'm going to whip one of them. The wolf is dead. Papa Jaw is dead. We got Kubu.
Cracked is leaving.
Yes. I shall whip an
Who's
acorn
a
at
good,
Kubu.
who's a good one?
Attack. Yes. Here, wait. That's not what's supposed to happen.
What was that?
Just trying to get. What the? Okay, Magic Stone is now irritating me. It's supposed to be a +4 to hit, and I don't know why all these say +2.
Well, let's find out. Magic Stone? What is this based off of?
Cantrip. You touch 3 thingies, imbue them with magic.
Is it wisdom? Is wisdom your spellcasting ability modifier?
Yeah, it's a spellcasting thing.
Yep. It was
60
focus.
feet.
It was using your intelligence instead of your wisdom.
Oh.
It defaults to intelligence when I don't go in there and fix it.
Wouldn't it be
What else?
3?
Your cure wounds needs wisdom too.
Ah.
I forgot. I was. Your character was the last one to get done. I never went through the spells before we finished. No big deal. Minor illusion, small beast. I did ice knife's probably off. It
That explains why
needs
I had to add the +2 to the damage then.
wisdom. There we go. There we go. I think you might be in good shape now.
Okay, yeah.
Magic stone. Why did you add +2 to the damage?
Because it adds the modifier.
Does it? Most cantrips don't.
Most don't.
It does. Whoa! Look at that.
Yeah. I don't even need to be the one to throw it. So Kubu, popping an acorn at him.
Acorn.
Yes.
Just keep falling around you.
Stone, I imagine I've got acorns in
Perfect.
my pocket that I'm just
Perfect.
whipping an acorn at.
Well, I love it. We're gonna see a lot
I
of
was looking
acorns
for a
coming from
sword.
this
I got
guy.
acorns.
18 hits Kubu. He's all proud of himself too.
Well,
Why is
that
it
double?
2d6?
That shouldn't have been 2.
Can you just roll damage on him again?
Okay, yeah. I grabbed it this time and it's only 1d6. I don't know why the
Yeah.
hell it was 2.
Try that again.
There you go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
That's better. He takes
You hit him.
Only 4 acorn damage.
Mere moments ago, like half a second ago, he just slashed the big half orc in the knee and was proud of himself. He spins around, he goes to do a happy yay, and an acorn knocks him in the front. Dong.
Yeah, that's bonus and action, and I'll chill under the oxen. I'm done.
Papa Jaw finishes dying. And his wolf isn't anywhere near happy. And there's a halfling right next to him, grr and stuff.
Oh, God, the wolf is dead.
The wolf is dead. Yeah, the wolf finishes dying. That's what I said.
There's another wolf.
I'm gonna have to load up that blood splatter when things die.
I love that.
I mean, yeah, now that we're in Unity, I'll work on that. 2 weeks from now, that'll be there. Meanwhile, Mr. Half Orc, sir.
Yep. I'm gonna come up on the fellow who hit me and ran away.
I'm starting to love the fact that you didn't rage. Like, it's not even worth it.
Ah!
You did miss. That might piss you off.
That pisses me off, but I'm not raging. Alright, that's me.
As you swing down with the great axe, the acorn just kind of slips past.
It's the recoil to bounce off.
And at the very bottom of the initiative, I would like to make everyone visible to Yawn. He is sitting up on this rock the whole time. He's still sitting up on the rock. That's Yawn. Okay. Sam, it's your turn.
Okay, so I can move towards Correct, which is fleeing right now, correct?
On his turn, he is going to... Now that's the difference between looking at the movie version and looking at the game. On his turn, he's going to have to flee from the dwarf. But in the movie version, all he's done is moved up, spun around, and now he's going to run away. He jumped out of the tree, ran up, got scared, ran off. But he hasn't actually... It's on his turn yet. So we have to envision like the 6 seconds and then play it out in our minds on how it would look. Does that make sense? Or is that like weird?
Kinda. I was hoping to hit him from behind as he's
Absolutely can. He's currently going to be running away, and by hitting him, you won't change that.
Okay, so
his back's to you, and he's running away from the dwarf.
I can hit him at a diagonal like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I get behind him and I hit him with my mace.
Be my guest. Did you want to play around with your spell and see how that works?
Which is that the searing smite?
Searing smite.
Sure.
Because I actually never use searing smite either, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. When you cast it, you can concentrate up to a minute. The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon flares with white, hot, intense tempest energy, blah, blah, blah. And the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target. Causes the target to ignite in flames. At the start of each of its turns, it has to make concentration or take more fire damage. Great. Save, the spell ends. A successful
so how do I
save.
actually cast it on myself?
First, as you use your bonus action, so you get a bonus action, an action, and a move every turn. As your bonus action, you cast this spell, And what I'm going to do on my end, I want to share the screen to show you, is take this effect, this code right here, and put it on your character. This is going to add a damage 1d6 fire, and this letter C is telling me you're constant.
Ooh, yeah.
Timeout. Your Shield of Faith is a concentration spell. You can't cast another concentration spell while you have one in play.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't
either
notice
have
that.
either or.
Yep,
Okay.
I didn't notice that Searing Smite was concentration until that moment. There, yeah, it's up to him. Yep.
Okay.
So you'd
then I
lose your
can't-
Shield of Faith if you use it.
But can I cast Searing Smite on another party member? And give them the bonus?
Checking that now. And first, you can only concentrate on one spell at a time. So you'll still lose Shield of Faith if you cast Searing Smite, no matter what. Can you cast it on another character? I don't know. This is my first time playing with Searing Smite.
The range is self.
The range is self, so the answer to that question
no.
is no.
Okay, fine. Then I guess I don't get a bonus action. I'm just going to whack him with my mace.
That sounds good. You rolled a 13. It looks like you didn't. It looks like you didn't drag the 13 on the token. His armor class is a 15. So instead of me worrying about that, why don't you just roll it again on the token? Let's see if we can get that. +18 4 is a 22. That is a hit.
Then I pull the 1d6 plus 2 for bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm. And you smack the goblin for 4 points of damage with your mace. Was this a side swipe, a knock on the head? How did this look? He is turned and running away.
So this was hit him right square between the shoulders.
Oh, that does sound painful. I felt that.
Knock the wind out a bit.
Do you still have some movement left? Or you can stay there. That's fine. You can move. You can move all 5 squares, whether you do it right away or before or after your attack.
I want to get next to Kublai.
Okay.
Kind of back him up.
There's a rule that's not playing into this moment. It's called attack of opportunity. If you were to move away from a target's range, he can swing at you as a reaction. But you didn't trigger one in this case. We'll get to that. I just wanted you to know it's there. I'm sure an example will happen. Yeah, but this game, definitely with examples, is an easier way to learn it. There's so much. I think your turn's over. And again, this whole bonus action thing, making sure you hammer out your turn, once you get into higher levels, you'll need all of it. We're just setting the groundwork for all that.
Level 1, we don't have a lot of
At level 1, yeah.
stuff.
The whole point of level 1 is to get to level 2. we're getting there. Sam, I think your turn's over. So I'm going to find out what Gibber's doing. Where is Gibber? Oh, he's over here. He's got a short bow. And he's got options.
Gibber.
Gibber, he's over here.
Way over there. Oh,
He's in a bush.
Yeah.
He's in a
looking
bush.
at the closer ones.
Yeah, there's a bunch of goblins out there.
Yeah.
What is the... Who is the... okay. I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to roll a d6. Tony, 2 of them are for you, by the way. Not that one, though. That is for Kuba. He's got a short bow. Kuba is in range, so he's got a +4
No,
to
they
attack.
might not be threatened by the
Take
random
that.
dude under an ox with an acorns.
You've got a hit, but Tony's got a kill. Like, that was obvious. Meanwhile, I have a short bow hit on the barbarian.
Yep, not a very good armor class, these barbarians.
Boink. Take 4 points of piercing damage. Another arrow.
Burton boss.
I take it your dex and con isn't that high.
It's Crack's turn. He just got cracked in the back of the head, so that works. And he's forced to flee because of the command spell. At his move is 30 feet, so he's going to move 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then as an action, he can choose to dash, which is just using his move again. So that's another 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Goblins
And he gets
actually
to
have
there.
full speed.
So,
As
quick
he-
question: if he
Sure.
moves away from me, do I then get attack of opportunity?
Yes. In this case, he moved away from you and provoked when he left those adjacent squares. When he left your range, you can choose as your reaction. You get one reaction per round for the between the end of your turn and the start of your next turn is a round, and you have one reaction per round. In this case, your reaction could be an attack of opportunity. And again, more reactions will come to light as your character progresses.
Okay.
In other words,
I would
yes.
like to do that.
Yes, please. So when he goes from here to here, and he's leaving your threatening range, you can swing at him.
Yeah, I want to swing at him.
Yep. I'll put him right back there.
Damn.
He missed, and then he runs off.
Damn.
And that's why I brought it up before, and then I brought it up earlier because I knew I was going to remember it then. I conveniently forgot about it on his turn. I knew I was going to. I just know me. At this point, the command spell ends at the end of his turn, so now the flea is coming off him, and he snaps out of it. Plus, getting smacked in the back of the head might have helped him get his...
Yeah, I didn't. I looked at it, but I didn't see anything about if an attack makes it end early or not.
Nope, it does. That's the command is kind of on its own. A lot of spells that force a creature to move or force a creature to do something, there's a saving throw at the end of the turn. You can lose concentration. There's also command is just divine God do this, and for 6 seconds you do it. Sometimes it's hard to make it land because it's a level 1 spell, but when it lands, that's what happens.
It's just a one round.
One of the
Which
few
can be a
force
lot,
movements.
but-
One of the few force movements that actually provokes an attack of opportunity because it's not actually a force movement. It could be anything. Anyways,
The fact of the matter is that we're level 1, but it's a level 1 encounter, so I thought it had a good chance of going off.
Mhm.
And then it loses its attack this turn. It loses its attack next turn as well because it's gone so far away. It would have to use all that movement just to get back. Can't swing. So there's 2 turns lost just because of that.
Yep.
And an additional attack from Sam.
Yes.
Smart.
We have this wolf coming up. Sam, you're kind of paying attention to Kubo, and the wolf is using that to its advantage. The reason I worded it that way is because wolves have a certain thing. It's called pack tactics, and when there's a bad guy within 5 feet of their target, they have advantage on their attack roll. The wolf is using the goblin to give himself advantage on his attack. So I'm going to roll 2 dice and take the higher result as I attack, but I think your character's AC is high enough that this won't matter. Let's find out.
You cannot.
It's a
The
good
wolf
thing my
tries to bite you.
Shield's on my right hand.
I dropped a 7 to keep a 7. Oh, you know what? I could be showing that. It's easier to learn when you see it. Show GM rules. I'm going to turn that on. Because we're in a kind of a
Oh, you have
learning
21
situation.
AC right now, don't you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, 21 AC.
Wolf came up, you moved with the goblin, went for the bite, you still got your shield there in time. Wasn't even a problem.
There's the whack.
Your new godly powers weren't even protecting you there.
Orforge, which is a name I'm starting to like, by the way. Ozamara, Orforge.
Asamora.
Asamora, Orforge.
Yeah, there's an A in there.
He's so awesome.
Asa. It's an O. It can be pronounced in different ways. And then, frankly, if I say Asamora, it's like awesome. So. Anyway.
So your character's mother debating that.
There is a wolf at Sam.
There is.
We can't have. Ow! That. Come on. Claws.
Did my cat just scratch you?
She went to slip, so she used her claws so she didn't fall.
I would use the same thing, especially if I was on your lap.
Alright, let's see. Wolf in front of Sam. Going to use Sacred Flame. I will roll the save die. Again, on the wolf. Fail.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Oh, damn. That was a high pass.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Between using the goblin to get advantage on the attack roll and the shield hitting him a little bit, he just got right. He didn't even. Your shield of faith was no. I mean, your light was nowhere near it. Sacred flame was nowhere near him. Just. Divine energy hits the ground next to the wolf. It looks cool. Anything else?
Sparkles.
Mm-hmm. Actually, what is your? You can put a flare on it. What does your sacred flame look like?
I don't know yet.
No problem. We'll be waiting to find out what it looks like when it hits. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh!
Shots
You
fired.
deserve that. Yeah, shots fired.
Ow.
Shots missed.
What else can I do for you?
Well, that was my action. Papa Jaw and the other wolf are down.
Yes.
So up here, I guess. She's thinking, maybe I was just too far away.
Makes sense.
And that will be your turn. Do what you did this morning. Lay down for her.
Okay.
Remember like a good girl.
Kubu's focused now. He took a hit. He's a little pissed. Even or odd? Even. Who? Steve, you want to call it? Even or odd?
Even.
Even. Even. It's coming your way. He's got a scimitar.
Sorry, guys.
Fantastic.
He's got a
I gotta
scimitar.
come back as a cleric. Scene.
Which one?
A 9 is a miss. He's not really focusing on the hit anyways. He's too busy trying to run away. And he runs here. And then he starts to try to disappear into here. You can still see him, but he's got some cover now. Now, goblins have a skill called Nimble Escape. When they leave a threatening range like this, they can use their bonus action to disengage and not take attacks of opportunity. So in this case, there isn't an attack of opportunity allowed. He just carefully snips out of the way because he uses bonus action to do so. Earlier, when Cracked ran off, it had nothing to do with a bonus action. He was just running. So it provoked an attack of opportunity. There's a wolf. He's coming in. Uh-oh. Once again, we're seeing pack tactics, so we have advantage on a bite attack against Sam.
Against the 21 AC.
Bring it.
Yeah, 22. Had to say something, Sean. It's all your fault, Sean.
Jake's.
Had to say it.
Turns out I'm the warlock.
Dropped to 2, kept an 18.
Yep. You're the only one.
We're looking at, damage. Are you okay?
Past his concentration.
So what happened here? First 6 points of damage were taken to Sam. And you'll see that under your wounds. There's 6 wounds added, so you've got 11 hit points minus 6 wounds left. The second thing that happened is you're concentrating on a spell. To continue concentrating on a spell after you've taken damage, you have to make a concentration check. The computer did it automatically. I can turn that on and off, by the way. In this case, you cleared the concentration check no problem, and you continue to concentrate on Shield of Faith. That's a lot, but with experience, basically, if you take damage at all, you have to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. You rolled like a 21. You're good. If you take more than 20 points of damage, basically it's the damage divided by 2 or 10, whichever is greater. So if you took like 24 points of damage, the DC would be 24 divided by 2 is 12 instead of 10. So it's trying to progress up as you level up, so it's still a thing.
So I can be knocked out of my concentration if I take enough damage.
Yes. And that is the wolf's turn. Oh no, that is not the wolf's turn. The wolf bit you, and if the target is a creature, he must make a DC 11 Strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
You're
So
a
this
strong boy.
this bite has a chance at dragging you to even closer to the ground than you already are.
You're pretty close to this, though. I mean,
Say the wolf is probably taller.
On your main page, we saw abilities already when we made the character. On the other side of it, there's the saves. Can you drag the strength save into the chat? Your difficulty rating is 11, and you rolled a 13. So as the wolf tries to drag you down, you pull yourself up. You're all right. That's how saving throws work. They're comparing instead of it just being attack versus armor class. There's other ways for you to be attacked and take damage. Saving throws usually prevent those. Tony, it's here. Go ahead and kill something.
So, I'm looking at Kubo, who has attacked my friend here, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast him. I shift my hands around my crystal and shoot out a tentacle.
Kubo is not heavily obscured, but he does have light obscured because he's in this bush a bit. He took half movement to get in there. You're at a -2 to the attack.
Alright, give me one
On the
second.
lower left of this, and I'm saying this for everybody, on the lower left of the screen, there's things like ADV, DIS, +2, -2, +5, -5, and that's why those are there. With a -2, you miss.
No, I put the -2, so 13 stays. But that's
Yeah.
still a miss.
I mentioned with the -2, 13, you ended up missing. He's ducking and diving in this bush.
So
Hit shrub.
I'm going to stay with the wagon, and that's my turn.
Okay. Zook Fulgor. I can
I
do
still
this.
got more acorns.
Please throw another acorn.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think you have an unlimited. I'm not counting acorns. Yeah, that's not a thing.
I'm sure I'll find acorns. In
They come to you.
Sure, they're all over the
You go to sleep with 3, you wake up with 6. They come to you. It's weird.
Oh yeah, there's a squirrel I'm playing tag with. I try to find him, he finds me.
Oh my god! Every once in a while, you see a squirrel just walk up and go, "Here you go."
This is totally a bad idea.
You could have gone. It's fine.
Hi, baby.
These 2 wolves around Sam are both alive, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, let's pop one of them.
I think that's a good idea.
That's gonna hurt.
Yes, a 20 against the wolf's AC is a hit.
And the same kind of acorn damage.
4 points of acorn damage. Bludgeoning. I agree. Oof. Ow. Papa Jaw is dead. Wolf is dead. Hey, Steve.
All right.
Practically sitting under an ox attacking.
I'm after this fellow here. Yay.
He just pushes his way into the bush. Once you become adjacent to him, you're no longer affected by the obscurity or anything. He slices. Yeah, you want to explain? You want to tell us how that worked? You go ahead.
I come up behind him, and the axe goes through him and hits a tree, as though I'm trying to cut the tree down, and the goblin got in the way.
It's exactly how I envisioned it. It's like, I'm just chopping a tree. Just happens to be blood and green all over it.
Now, I'd like to move stealthy the rest of my movement over inside of that tree.
You're running out of movement because that's difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. Then I'll stay so that I'm still partially obscured in this bush over here.
Yep.
All right.
So difficult terrain costs 2 squares of movement for 1 square. There's something in there that's in that square that's slowing you down.
Okay.
Uh,
Kind of hide. As best an 8-foot guy in a bush can.
here's
You're both green.
it's
and
Jan. Let's turn.
Cease your sleep spell. I don't have enough hit points.
Jan might notice. I don't know. There's the wolves. There's the. There's a. I don't know. Gonna take another turn to figure out what he wants to do. There's stuff going on. So there's one goblin sitting up on a rock. He kind of picked up his short bow, and then he put it back down. Be there in a minute.
That's what
Sam,
I
it's
do.
your turn. What was that?
That's what I do for a living. I pick things up and put them down.
You're a little more productive than Jan. I'm just putting that out there.
Okay, so I see that acorn hit one of the wolves, so I'm going to hit the same wolf
Okay.
with my mace.
Natural
Oh, yeah.
20.
There we go.
Yeah,
More tonight?
Oh,
That is a
damn.
very
Nearly
that-
max damage too.
Wow.
You guys do hear, it sounds like a dwarf hammering away at a forge. It sounds like his hammer hit metal. It's a wolf. And my camera went, I don't know why, but you actually hear the clang.
throw my mace right down on its head, smashing its brains in.
Shit. Maybe Tepus did do something to that boy.
That was a little graphic. But that's good.
Anything else, Sam?
No, I can't move or else the wolf will attack me.
You can move in any of the squares adjacent to the wolf without that problem. If you move away from the wolf, you'll have that problem. So in case you care. You might not. I understand.
No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, I think. And I don't have any more bonus things I'm gonna do, so
Cool.
I'm done.
Who is this and where is he? Oh, he's over here. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's my sniper. And at this point, Kuba is the problem. And he's terrifying. And he's obscured, so that's a -2. What's that?
I'm partially obscured.
You are. I'm hitting the -2 right now.
Was that you holding a fig in front of you?
Yep.
Pew! That is a 9. An arrow goes through you and hits the tree. The parts of Kuba fall off the tree. Gibber's getting worried. But he's going to hide. He's going to try to move somewhere in these 3 squares in this bush. As a bonus action, he is going to try to hide. So I'm rolling his stealth, and I'm going to do that in the tower. All right. Okay. So you do not see Gibber. He's somewhere in that bush. You know he didn't leave the bush. There's no like invisibility involved. He's in that bush, but you don't see him. And that's what's up with Gibber. So, what's Crack doing? Oh yeah, he's pissed. Where's that dwarf? 30, 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Double moves. That's where he's at. That's a dead wolf, so we won't worry about him. Hey Barb, it's your turn.
I'll be right there.
Copy that.
Took a minute longer than anticipated.
This break has been brought to you by laundry. Wireless communication in D&D at the same time allows you to do things like laundry, make something to eat, or possibly a cup of coffee. Also brought to you by sarcasm. How are we doing so far, guys?
Awesome.
Yep.
Miss.
Mike?
Eh,
Are we having fun yet? You're good? All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Come on, I'm awesome.
The foreboding character introduced as foreboding has not attacked the party yet.
Give it time. Give it time.
She's a dark. Just because tentacles come off of her when she attacks, doesn't mean she's evil.
To clear the air, it always starts when the party attacks me, so as long as you avoid that.
Well, yes, but is that
Okay.
caused by something?
Oh, yes.
What did I miss? What's still alive?
Like, you kill my squirrel, I'm killing you.
Is there a wolf that's still alive?
Yeah, there's still one wolf on Sam. Correct. The guy that you commanded to leave is now run up, move and dash to get closer to you, but didn't make it to you. There is a goblin yawning on a rock,
There he is.
and there was something in this bush, but now you can't see it.
Alrighty. Well, let's see here.
There are party members that have taken damage. As the healer, you might care. None of them are dead.
Most of us have healing. Including the one that got hit.
Well, next one.
You will?
Oh yes, I can learn a cantrip from any spell or any class.
Oh, spare that.
I don't have any cantrip that heals.
There's no cantrip.
There is no
The
cantrip
dying
that heals,
stops
yeah.
it, but it
Cantrips
doesn't
don't do that. Cantrips stop you from dying.
There's
like-
mending, which helps constructs that are dying.
Alright.
Yeah, cantrips
She
don't do
gets
that.
over here next to Sam. Says, "Oh, I'm here to help." And swings her warhammer that she pulled out a while ago
I
at
can see her
Wolf.
actually doing that. She like walks around. Mom arms you. Natural 1. I'm here to help.
You pay too much to
I was talking to him. God damn it!
What,
Too
does she
much
hit me with
monologue.
Where's the lucky feet when you really need it?
You're not short enough.
Okay. So anything?
I moved and I used an action.
Thank
I don't
you.
have any
Thank
bonus action
you.
things I can think of.
Okay. And to make you feel better, another one of
Actually, wait a second.
waiting.
Are you? All right. Oh, ooh, that would use up everything I've got though. But he might need it.
Yeah, just wait until he drops.
Sam's taken a bit of damage here.
Hmm?
Poor little guy. Ooh. As a bonus action, she's going to cast Shield of Faith on him. Basically,
He does already have.
Asamora runs over, says, "I'm here to help." Swings at the wolf, goes shit, and then she goes boom on his head with her other hand.
So does that stack?
I never really worry. I see no reason why it wouldn't. I'm looking at it now, and it says +2 bonus to AC. It doesn't say. So some spells like Mage Armor say AC equals 13. There's no calculation involved. In this case, it's just a +2 bonus. My answer is yes. They stack.
So now I have 23 AC. Okay.
Maybe now they won't hit you.
Because 21 obviously wasn't coming.
It is very possible that she didn't notice that you already had it. Yeah.
At level 20, I will not touch that AC.
Yes. There is now two. Now that there's two Shields of Faith, there's a very obvious magical energy around the halfling, and it goes together. They. A little bit of contrast, but it works. Kind of, I don't know, like a summer. I don't know, like. Okay,
Well,
I'm all
thank
for
you,
it.
Asamora.
And that's everything. Bonus action, I moved, I attacked poorly.
Okay. With that, Kubo continues to die. There's a little bit of a spurt. It lands on the barbarian. He's done. I was trying to make you feel better with how Kubo's
Moisturizer.
dying. There's a moisturizer. There's a wolf. This wolf is here. There are things in the way that are scary. He's going to turn his attention to Grr. Actually, that's still odd or even. Mike, odd or even?
Odd.
That's even. Hey, Barb.
Yeah.
Grr.
Miss.
What's your AC?
Natural 20!
Oh,
God.
You.
I can heal too.
Oh, you're gonna die. She takes one look at the glowing halfling and decides to sink his jaws into this cleric. Mama cleric takes 4d. Oh, you're gonna live. You're alive. I can't believe you're alive. And you still have your Shield of
Oh,
Faith
that
is
was
still
good.
active.
What, you
2, 1, 3, 2.
One. I've got one.
Wow! To be clear, the type
You're a
of...
hill dwarf?
Yes,
That's because I'm a hill dwarf.
I was just about to say that, Sean.
You know, we were talking about it earlier today. It
one
was
hit
a
point
hill
was
dwarf or
so
hill dwarf,
much.
and I said hill dwarf, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you get that bonus to your AC every level." That's one extra hit point.
Yeah, that's that matters.
Woo!
Your hit point maximum is increased by 1. And it increases 1 every level. Dwarven toughness is something only this subrace of dwarf gets. And that is the reason you're not dead. So you see her go out of her way to like try to keep you safe, and then the wolf just whoops into her. And of course, that makes it Tony's turn.
I say, is that why I'm seeing purple AoE?
Yeah.
During all this, because it's within the same seconds, Riza is holding up her arms and walking very slowly to this position as if she's channeling energy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 here.
I will observe the spooky.
And these black, greenish tentacles start spewing from her body, attacking everything in this space, and her eyes are glowing in like a yellow fashion, and they look like octopus cephalopod eyes at this moment. And everybody in this square needs to make 2 things.
Oh, there's one other life?
Yep, they're going to attempt making saving throws.
Failure and success. So the goblin actually saved.
Buddy.
And we have damage. Whoever failed, now I believe needs to, on a failed save, target takes damage. Can't take reactions until its next turn.
If that's a failed save,
Yes.
and that would be the wolf, right?
I believe so. Yes.
And crack too, right? Is crack in there?
No, he saved. He still took damage, but he saved his. He can still take reactions.
How did you kill the wolf? Oh,
No.
Not yet.
Wolf is looking at.
So this is the spell that was used. In case anyone wanted to view that quick. And it was tentacles shooting out the 10-foot area, hitting. Even the corpses got slapped around a little bit. Cracked got out of the way because he's done being abused by this party, but the wolf got slapped up.
Chris, I'm changing the name of the spell. I think you know what it is. Arms of. I think you know what it is.
Keeping it quiet.
Yeah, keeping that quiet.
Next time I share it, people are gonna. I'm just kidding.
I'm sure it's already assumed.
I probably spelled it wrong. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
CT.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's me.
So, Zook, there it is again.
Zook, there it is.
Otherworldly cray-cray moments before you two.
That was a good one.
Another acorn right about now.
Oh yeah. I don't even need to enchant them. I still got one more. Oh. Both the wolves are alive, right?
That wolf is alive. The other two are dead.
Okay, well, Zook, there it is, an acorn, and probably her.
God, that's gonna stick, isn't it? That is definitely a hit. That is definitely dead.
Max damage.
I can't wait to see you throw an acorn at a dragon or something.
Like this cantrip is good, but it doesn't.
There's a dragon on the cover.
Cantrips do.
There's a dragon on the cover. Oh well. Zook, can I do anything else for you, murdering acorn guy?
That's the first kill this session. I suppose I'll get out from under the ox.
I forgot you were there.
Just flicking the acorns out.
Yep.
Kuba, what can it? Or probably not Kuba. Kubla.
Kublai.
Kublai.
I'm coming at this fella.
Which one? Oh, that guy. Yawn. Okay. You have advantage on your attack roll.
Oh, thank goodness.
He's lying on a rock prone. And you missed him.
No.
Yawn takes a deep breath and kind of pushes his arm out and just rolls off the rock just in time.
He arms out.
He just barely phases him. I swear. Yeah.
Just,
I can't believe you've missed him. I mean, okay. Anything else?
Nope.
And it's his turn. So yeah, he's gonna. I don't know. He's still kind of prone on a rock. He's kind of like laying. Like, you know how rock paper scissors, the paper goes over the rock. That's kind of like how he is, really. Just kind of laying there, and just kind of rolled out of the way. And now he's
Very open to get hit.
he
but
slowly pulls his scimitar and just kind of jabs it in your direction. So he's got
instead of
disadvantage,
Fighting, it's sleepy fighting.
and he still hit with disadvantage. He still kind of jabbed you with that. I can't believe this is hilarious. You take +2 points of damage. You take 3 points of damage from the little zip on the side as your huge great axe comes down on the rock and does more damage to the rock than it does to him. And then he's got his bonus action to disengage, so he rolls off the rock and he wanders over here a little bit, and then he stops to look at this bush. He's done. Sam, you're up.
All right. I think at this point, I reach into my pocket and I pull out a vial and splash Zook, Samora, and Riza with Bless.
Oh.
it burns.
So how do I actually give that to them?
All right. So on your and I'm gonna share my screen for this one. Is that the right screen? I think so. Let's move that. So on your character sheet, there's a little magnifying glass here that drops this effect down. You can pick this effect up just like you picked up dice and stuff, and move it over to the character either on the map or on the combat tracker. I think you can choose three players.
Yes.
Looks like you've done Zook, Ozamara, and Riza.
Probably should have done that at the start, but learning.
Now, that is a concentration spell, so you are going to lose Shield of Faith.
Yep.
But you still have the other Shield of Faith.
I'm willing to lose one of my shields.
I don't want to drop to 23. If you get hit with 22.
Okay. And you bless them. Now, besides putting the water, is there anything you do or say? Is it like a theatrical thing?
Really, it's just twirling it above my head. It's just hitting everybody around me.
Okay.
I don't know how. Nobody ever told me how to use it, so I just tried it.
And yet it works. Hello.
And then for my move, I want to get in front of Riza by Crack. Try to get Crack to hit me instead of Riza.
Okay.
Ah, thank you.
And then I'm done.
Sounds good. Last round, Gibber hid somewhere in this bush. He's currently an unseen attacker, so he has his advantage on his attack. And, of course, he's terrified of the half-orc. So a short bow comes shooting out of the bush at Steve. And a 15 is a hit. Twang. Uh-oh.
Yep. But I have that endurance thing.
Oh, look at you.
So I'm actually back up to 1 hit point. But I'll be dead soon.
Kublai.
Already
Way too much.
I still don't know why you didn't rage. I'm so lost.
This is my first time using a barbarian. I figured maybe we would get through this battle without having to use one. This
Lesson learned.
Hit 2 of them.
Barbarians tend to get hit more than everybody else. It's the half damage that makes it worth it. So we got there. You're at 1, and you've used your. What's it called? It's got a cool name. I forget what it's called. Relentless Endurance. So it looks like Kubla just took a kill shot, but then he's up, and the fact that you're up is enough to make Gibber go into the bush, and as a bonus action, he's gonna try to hide again. And that's a stealth check. And he's only rolled a 9. All of you have a passive perception higher than 9. So even though he has physically taken a branch and put it in front of him, you guys can still see him. He's right there. He does not gain the advantage of being an unseen attacker. He is right there. Cracked is gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
Obscure, like I get the -2 and all that.
Yes, he does. He's lightly obscured, but he's not hidden.
All right.
I do believe you just lost voice.
We just lost your voice.
Am I back?
Yes.
Weird. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Cracked is going to take this challenge that Sam's given him, and he's going to try to hit him with a scimitar.
Bring it.
That is a 14. Clang.
I think that would only hit the tiefling.
And that brings it to Ozamara, another character with only 1 hit point.
Samora.
That's what I said.
Is that wolf in front of me still alive?
No.
Thank God. What is alive? Crack's alive.
Yes, he is. He's doing great.
in the dude in the
Great.
tree.
And then there's Jan, who's been untouched.
Saving the best for last.
Yeah.
I'm just holding my cure wounds for when somebody goes down.
Yeah, I wish I had saved that too. Cracked. Let's try this swinging the warhammer thing again. See if it works this time.
With the bless. Up to 19. Yeah, you hit.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
You hit a
If I
goblin.
missed on a 19, it'd be time to, go back and like reopen my shop and shit.
Yeah,
You missed
Crack's
on
done
19,
now.
We're going home.
Yeah.
Very, very slowly, after staring at not only the really scary tiefling, but Sam, who's given him this challenge, he just slowly turns and realizes that the dwarf got by. Goodbye.
Strong arm, strong arm.
Anything else, Orforge?
No.
Who's alive? Oh, hi, Tony.
Warforge.
I tried to say Orforge. If I failed, I failed. I'm sorry.
Gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, I have this ability that I can't share, apparently.
What is it?
Awakened Mind.
Okay.
I can pretty much talk to things telepathically that are 30 feet away. It doesn't say an action or a bonus action or anything like that. Are you counting it since I'm speaking? Is it a free action?
I'm pretty sure it's a free action. I was going to double check it. Yeah, that's just talking. That's
Okay,
just what.
I'm going to put into Jan's mind. Maybe I can't do this after all, but it's kind of like in a different voice.
Yawn Shaga?
Like, it's almost as if like he thinks maybe it's his own thought. Maybe I can't do this after all.
Interesting. Now I'm going to need a deception check, and that's going to take your action.
Okay.
Any kind of action that's going to really affect another player's turn is going to be some kind of an action. Now, just because you rolled a 6 doesn't mean you failed. He has to make an insight check I'm going to have to make a wisdom saving throw to see if he falls for this. And that's a natural 1 minus 1. So in other words, this was easy, but apparently the DC was a 0. very, 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 very easy. Is that a thing? So yeah, what did you want to say to him? Because he's your bitch right now.
But he is in his mind, and maybe it's his own thought. Maybe I can't do this after all. Like, he's starting to doubt himself.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that's me.
Okay. Zook Folkor.
I'll have to enchant another batch of acorns. Bonus action. Picking some more acorns out of my infinite pocket.
Sorry.
Trying to see what things are.
Magic Stone is a cantrip for everybody, so he's not really like there's no. It works. It could be any rock or stone. So yeah, get used to this. It's gonna be all day. It's gonna be all campaign, I'm sure.
Jitter is alive and Yawn is alive, so everything over there is dead.
That's why it includes your spellcasting ability modifier. You still have to roll the hit. Yeah.
It's-
Okay, I'm on board.
I think it mainly adds the mod because it never gets stronger, where every other cantrip.
Yeah,
gets stronger when you
it's
level
not
up.
it's not an action cantrip that gets stronger over time or is a saving throw. It's still an attack roll. So it's just like a weapon.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hi. It's hi.
Who's your target?
Annoying. Hi.
I'm not sure if I know what's going on in the bushes over here.
Oh, no.
A lot of
Can I
noises.
have
When it comes to Gibber, you can see him. He's literally holding a branch over his face, and it's very obvious.
Ah.
He did not hide well. He's right there.
Well hidden.
Mechanically, his hide check was lower than your passive perception, so you don't even have to try. You can see him.
Now it's gone.
Take an acorn. Mostly because it was blessed.
Yeah, there's a little bit of thunder. Moves it over an inch.
Pop.
And you hear him say, which, if you speak Goblin, let me know.
Another acorn popping off of a goblin's head.
What do we got here? Oh, Mr. One Hit Point.
Yep.
What's up?
Oh, are you
I'm
in
in
that
that
club?
club.
You have advantage on just about whatever you want to do to Yon. If you want to see if you get a critical. Yep.
Nice.
He was looking down at the ground, just shaking his head. Moves his head into your axe. He's a puddle.
The most sad execution.
And then I'm going to attempt to hide.
Hiding's an action. You don't have an action right now, so you're just pretending to hide.
You're just going prone, sitting there.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'll go prone, so he has a disadvantage if he shoots me with an arrow.
That's fine. For most everybody, hiding's an action. There are people that have it as a bonus action. Goblins are one of them. Rogues have it, by the way. Also, obviously. Where the hell's prone? There you go. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I'll skip over Jan's turn. He's dead now. Sam.
Okay, so
Wait, is anybody alive? Oh, Gibber's still here. Sorry, go ahead.
Is my speed? Is that what determines how far I can go?
Yes, you can move
if I
5
get-
normal square. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So is this a legal move then for me? To stand on top of the corpse?
1, 2, 3, 4. The problem with that move, I'll show you. These are normal squares, so each one of them is going to cost 1 movement. Once you get to here, inside the bush is difficult terrain. Those cost 2 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right about here. If you want to move any further, you'd have to use part of your action, and then you wouldn't have your action for anything else.
Okay, I'm gonna hold here for right now,
Okay.
charging the goblin, and then I want to use my handy dandy crossbow,
Right?
to see if I can at least thwack him as I'm running towards him.
Okay. You have a -2 to the attack because he's in this bushy area. You missed anyways.
Yeah.
Pew! You hit Kubo. There is more gush on the tree. Poor guy. What's left of Kubo? Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Oh, Gibber's still alive and has a turn, and he totally should run.
My acorn was missed.
5, 10. Is there anywhere that's safe? He gets to here and he puts his hands up. And it's anyone who can speak Goblin. It's pretty much, oh my God, please stop killing us! Don't kill me! Oh my God, I'm sorry.
I watched for the supper.
I'll leave it to the orc to tell us what to do.
And we're welcome to come out of rounds. You guys can do what you want with the surrendered Gibber.
I'm just like tossing the acorn up in the air and catching it, looking at the party.
What were you all doing out here?
Ambush! Ambush! Oh, no, ambush.
I believe you are a bush.
He doesn't get it.
Can you take prone off of me?
Yeah, sure.
No,
assuming you get up.
Should honestly
Where
be
are
much
you?
more intimidating.
He just crawls over.
Does that army crawl on the stomach? I could see the menacing the way they do arms.
If anything, seeing how horrifically fucked up Kublai is, I'll wave a leaf at him and heal him a bit.
Thank you.
My leaf tickles you for 6 healing.
That feels really good. I swing and miss it.
Oh, I was about to say, is he attacking? 'Cause I'm gonna
Really?
pop him with an acorn of some-
Whoosh!
Can I try to like throw an acorn behind the goblin to make it seem like Kublai killed it? If I hit,
I'm trying to pass it off as trying to intimidate him.
Okay. Sean, what did you want to do?
I was trying to throw an like magic stone the goblin to make it look like Kublai did kill it.
Oh, sure.
Seems like he's really trying. I'm like, hey, just, it was you.
Make your attack roll. Oh yeah, that's roll damage. You're all set.
I rolled the 2 4s I rolled on your blast.
It's a 27. That acorn lands exactly where you want it.
You got him, Kublai.
Good job, Kublai.
Steve, it is really up to you on whether or not the great axe missed, but it's clearly up to you on whether or not he thinks he did it or not. That's on you.
Who winded him?
But there's enough there for him to get confused by it if you want.
He's pretty out of it, so I think he thinks he killed him.
All right, sounds good. That was the ambush. We come out of rounds now. You guys can interact, talk to each other, start to lay out the scene, and see if you can figure anything out. So completely up to the ball's in your court now.
I suppose turning around and seeing Sam and Asamora, like, oh fuck, you two are messed up too.
They're searching their bodies.
It took a bit more out of us than I had anticipated.
I'll just odd will be Sam, even will be Asamora. So Asamora, you get my other cure wounds.
Excuse me.
No, I don't want to ice knife you. Where's the healing?
There is a number of scimitars, daggers, short bows. Goblin leather armor and goblin shields are not impressive or worth anything.
Can I like rifle through Kubo's belongings, see what I can find?
Absolutely.
Can we put anything of value in the cart?
You can try. The cart was pretty well packed, kind of Tetris, and making sure he got everything he needed on it. But there's a little bit of room for stuff.
Don't forget Asamora's got her backpack.
Which is very full.
Yes.
Oh.
There are 2 dead horses with like saddles and stuff too.
Can I check out Jan for like I don't know, he was weird. Medicine check or
Sure.
something. I'm like, what the fuck was up with that?
Sure.
I'm gonna get.
Zook, you're sure that Jan was drunk. There is a leftover water skin is maybe not the right word. A container for liquid.
Does it still have liquid?
Yes. It's about half full. It is an alcohol of some kind. It's a little pungent.
Is there any sign of where the people who owned the horses went to?
That would be a survival check.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna work out well. No,
Yes. There are tracks, including some drag marks heading north.
okay. I point that out to the party.
Okay.
I'm like about to take a sip. I'm like, oh right, we're doing stuff. Yeah.
So how do we check for loot? How do we?
If you'd like to physically investigate something, and think your way through it, or put your hands and check things out, an investigation check is intelligence plus proficiency if you have it. If you want to just look around, it's perception. You just basically tell me what you're interested in, and I start saying what the roles might be, if there are any involved.
Yeah, I want to ruffle through Kubo's, see if he has anything good.
Make an investigation check.
Where is that?
Under skills, they're alphabetized. There'll be a star next to ones that you're proficient with, and that just means it adds your proficiency modifier.
-1. Sweet.
11 isn't hard though. He does have a small scroll case It's tucked into his leather armor.
Fantastic.
Like
I
a-
grab the
a-
scroll case
Mhm.
and look at it.
It doesn't have any markings on it. It's not it doesn't have like a normal like sigil or any kind of a mark that says what might be in it. As you pop the very loose top off of it, you realize it's empty. It did have enough. There's enough room in there for like a map scroll, a map of some kind was in there, but there isn't. It isn't in there anymore.
Ooh, so can we look around for
Mhm.
the actual map?
Sure.
Did Yon have anything on him besides the now emptied mug that I threw?
Make an investigation check.
Whoa,
Whoa.
He has another water skin. This one's full.
with water?
No.
Okay. That's coming with me. If anybody's looking, I just like sniff it. I'm like, later.
So I guess I could tell the group that we should be looking for a map and to look around themselves.
Cool.
So I'm looking at the horses, the nature of their deaths. I clearly see the arrows, but was there any indication of maybe an animal attack or some other way that they could have died?
Without a check, you're sure that the wolves were involved in the attack, but make an investigation check to see what else you notice.
Alright. I'm also going to rifle through the satchels and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It becomes clear to you really quickly that these two horses are the same two horses that the dwarf and the fighter were left Neverwinter in scene 1.
How are we gonna get paid?
Yeah. How are we gonna pay for dead?
But there was drag marks going north, right?
Yeah.
So I point that out to the party.
I was checking out Papa John cracked and this wolf over here if there was anything of value on them.
Yes, it looks very clear to you, Riza, that this was. Of course, their names aren't right where I need them. Oh, here they are. Yeah, Gundir, Rockseeker, and Sildar's horses. They've been taken from their horses and taken off.
Are there belongings still around? Like anything in the satchels?
What's still the satchels have been picked clean.
Okay.
Didn't somebody mention earlier that there was drag marks going north?
Yes.
Yes.
The
yeah.
barbarian noticed them.
I suggest we look for them, or else we're not going to get paid.
Yes.
Well, what do we want to do about the wagon? Bring it with us?
When you look over at the cart, you see that the oxen are just like chewing on some grass. They're not really moving. It's kind of in park. Without a check, you can tell that maybe leaving it on the road's a bad idea, but moving into a place where you don't think the oxen are going to run off with the cart anytime soon.
I think we should tuck the cart into the tree area here, or like behind the trees to keep it out of view. Then we can leave the cart behind.
Yeah.
Do I
Maybe
untie the oxen just so if they need to run, they can?
No, what if they leave? How are they going to move the cart if they leave?
we can hitch them to a tree.
We got a half orc.
But I think we could use maybe a short rest at this point.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, that's how we get our HP back, right?
I should not have used my spells then.
Cool. So then I say we set up camp off the side of the road and take a short rest.
What time of day we got?
It's actually close to evening, like 6-ish.
How fresh are these drag marks?
You think they're at least a day old? You've been on the road for 2.5 days. These guys were on horseback, moving a lot faster.
Oh. So yeah, they're long gone. wherever they went.
Well, they're long gone that way, according to the barbarian.
Can we rifle through the stuff on the cart more and see if there was anything?
Mm-hmm. Sure
If
can.
it was just like mining equipment.
Yeah, we just do that while we're resting, like taking inventory pretty much. So that when we come back, we make sure nothing was stolen.
Okay.
Is that the reason?
I love it when I click on something and what I want isn't there.
I know it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I have an exact list of what's on the cart. Oh, just mining equipment, because I can't find it. I'll find it in a second. Oh, there's the quest. I was looking for that earlier.
I'm used by two for the magic stone thing. I don't need to be the one to throw it.
Yeah, so the quest says meet me in Phandelver, so we actually have to find goods.
Yes.
We can't just drop it off to the shop and expect to get paid.
Well, you do know the name of the shop, and you do know where Phandelver is. There's nothing stopping you. It's an open world. It's not like a video game where you have to do X, Y, Z. You can take the wagon to Phandelver and then figure out what happens next if you want. But I agree, you probably want to go save the guys that were, yeah.
We chill out here for an hour, then scout up ahead. If we
I think I finally found it. Several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks, crowbars, 5 lanterns. You think it's worth about 100 gold pieces, the cargo, not the cart and the oxen. That took too long to find. Sorry about that. So you start to settle in for a short rest. Late day starts to get just a little dusk. About an hour or so passes, and it's after 10 o'clock, and we were thinking of playing from like 6 to 10. So we're going to start to wrap up this intro. How does everyone feel about level 1, or should we just jump to level 2?
I wouldn't mind jumping to level 2.
Most players don't want to be in level 1 world for long. Mike, you might be the only exception there.
If you get level 1 for another session, I'd be okay with it.
Nah, we can shoot to level 2. So with this short rest, your characters definitely got enough XP during this fight to level up to level 2. The road from level 2 to level 3 will not be just one session, but with that, you do know
You're not necessarily one hit from everything.
I'm pretty sure that the party is going to go investigate the path that is going to lead into a trail that's going to head into the next area. So I'll prep for that. Next 2 weeks from now, if you guys like switch up and go to town instead, I'll live, but that's not what I'm going to be prepped for. And at this point, the characters move up to level 2 as they take their short rest.
All right.